I've been doing content so long in this space now that it's not oftentimes that I leave content feeling surprised. But this case today is so damn crazy. But I want to be able to go through it because there's so many lessons learned. If you have anyone that you know who still doesn't understand why the family court system is unjust or unfair towards men, send them this video. In this situation, you have a father that has never missed a child support payment, but finds himself $90,000 in arrears for one child. What underpins this case is two things. Number one, you have a bitter baby mama that hates her ex, who will stop at nothing to destroy him, prioritizes her hate for him over the love for her child, and you have laws within a state that sets up the runway for her to run through to destroy his life. I've said it once and I say it again. Family court system does not give a F about men. They mask in this, we're doing everything for the children, but that's cap. They're doing everything to pad their government wallets. Let's get extremely active on this one. Without further ado.
This is in the 279th District Court of Jefferson County, Texas, and it's in the interest of Jillian Petrus. Ms. Alexander, this appears to be a motion to enter that you filed back in March.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, your case has been called. You can call your first witness.
There's no witnesses to call. The state would enter the state's pay record. Oh, actually, no, my apologies. The state would enter the pay record in this case, Your Honor, as exhibit.
Ms. Wonders, do you have any objection to me looking at the pay record?
No, sir.
Takes exhibit A is admitted into evidence.
Thank you, Judge. And the state will call Ms. Wonders. Ms. Wonders, what is your full name?
Jennifer Ann Wonders.
Okay. Now, based on that pay record, as of June 30th, 2023, it does show that Mr. Rigdon owes $25,869.80. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
Does that sound Yes, okay. And what is the name of the child before the court?
Jillian.
And what's Jillian's date of birth?
1/4/2000.
Okay, so Jillian's already aged out and graduated from high school, correct?
Yes.
Do you have any objections if the state asks the court to sign this qualified domestic relations order? No further questions, Judge.
Mr. Brown, you're a witness on Ms. Wonders.
So I fast forwarded a bit into this case because the beginning of it was inconsequential. Now we're at the part where the mother is being questioned.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Wonders, you recall when the Attorney General got involved, or when Mr. Rigdon started paying child support, he was in arrears approximately $90,000 in 2012, correct?
Yes.
And at that time, the state required him to pay approximately $800 a month, correct?
Yes.
And since 2012, if we look at State's Exhibit A, what we're talking about is over 11 years ago. He has not missed a payment since then, has he?
I can't say if he has or not without looking at that.
But you wouldn't disagree with State's Exhibit A if it says he's never missed any payment, correct?
If that's what the paperwork said, I wouldn't disagree with it.
All right. And assume with me that in February of 2019, the record says he was approximately $82,000 in arrears. Do you recall getting a lump sum payment at that time of approximately $14,000?
And what year?
2019.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you don't know where that money came from, but is it possible it came from a 401k?
It's a possibility.
Okay. And at that time, that took, if the records, if State's Exhibit A shows it went from approximately $82,000 in arrears to approximately $67,000 in arrear, you would not dispute that, would you?
No.
And then since then, you've continued to get the payments that are a little over $800 a month regularly, correct?
That's right.
And now the amount he owes you is down to, because he regularly pays, as State's Exhibit A says, about $25,869, correct?
So back in 2012, paternity was established and the state determined for one child, $90,000 is owed to the mother. Now, a lot of you guys are saying, well, how is it so much money? Well, did you know that when child support enters arrears, they tack on an interest rate on top of it? Yes, just like a credit card. And these interest rates can get as high as 12%. And to add insult to injury, he was paying what he was supposed to pay, the $800 for 7 years. Then in 2019, as per Title 4D, they went and cleared out his 401k. Again, he was paying what they told him to pay, never missed a payment, and now they relinquish his retirement fund. It amazes me how a system so vampiric, so predatory, is allowed to persist to the extent of robbing an American citizen from his ability to retire is beyond me.
That's right.
And it's safe to say, you've been getting very regular payments since February of 2012, correct?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Your witness, Ms. Alexander.
The state will call Mr. Rigdon. Mr. Rigdon,
Do you have any other questions of Ms. Wonders?
Oh, no, Judge. No further questions for Ms. Wonders.
All right. You may call your next witness.
The state will call Mr. Rigdon. Mr. Rigdon, what is your full name?
Donovan Luke Rigdon.
Okay. And did you see the pay record that was put on the screen?
Yes, ma'am. It's hard for me to make it out, but I've looked at it on my computer.
Okay. And is it sound about right that you still owe $25,869.80 as of June 30th, 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Your witness, Mr. Brown.
Donovan, you currently have a 401k, correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a 401k?
Yes, sir.
You know approximately how much is in there?
About 14,000, a little over 14,000, I believe. 14,300, something like that.
Are you currently contributing to that 401k?
No.
Now, back in 2019, did you have a 401k?
I did.
What happened to that?
Well, the state has taken it all and given it to Jennifer.
At the time, did they take 100% of it?
I think at the time they pretty much drained it all the way down to nothing. There wasn't much left in it at all, if anything. But I was still contributing to it. So, at that time.
Maybe you guys missed it, but as he explained the state taking his 401k, did you notice she was smiling?
At the time, did they take 100% of it?
I think at the time they pretty much drained it all the way down to nothing. There wasn't much left in it at all, if anything. But I was still contributing to it. So
those looks right there should tell you everything that you need to know. How arrogant and evil that this woman is when they mentioned his retirement going to her is incredible. His life savings was drained and taken from him, even though he was paying the amount that they told him to pay. He's honored his end of the agreement, but you smirk at his loss. Evil serpent behavior.
At this time, do you have any other 401ks than the one you mentioned?
No, that's it.
Would you like to keep that 401k?
It would be great. That's it. That's all I have. And I'm 43 years old and I got 3 kids at home.
Do you intend to continue to pay down at the rate you're paying right now, this child support, until it's 100% paid off?
Absolutely.
And is that what you're asking this court to do, is deny the signing of this qualified domestic relations order?
Yes, I would greatly appreciate it.
And then you intend to keep paying this until you're totally paid off, correct?
Absolutely.
Since 2012, have you ever missed any payments?
No, sir.
I'll pass the witness.
Your witness, Ms. Alexander.
No further questions, Your Honor.
State rest.
The state rests and asks the judge to ask the court to sign.
Well, let's see if Mr. Brown has any other witnesses.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Brown, do you have any witnesses that you wish to call?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So what I got here is I got a qualified domestic relations order, which my understanding of the new statute is basically doesn't give me a whole lot of leeway. That's your understanding as well, Mr. Brown? You're breaking up, Mr. Brown.
But I think it could be denied.
Well,
Your Honor, you're frozen.
Can you hear me okay, Miss Alexander?
Oh, I can hear you. Perfect, Judge.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I'm direct wired in, so it shouldn't be a problem. Mr. Brown, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Your Honor. I'm getting a sign that says host has stopped your video.
Right. Yeah. It seems that I'm assuming you're on Wi-Fi, Mr. Brown. There, Mr. Brown?
I'm here, Your Honor, trying to get on my video.
That's okay. Sometimes.
Okay.
Are you connected by Wi-Fi, Mr. Brown?
I am, Your Honor.
So if you're using the local internet provider right now, they're having some issues with their Wi-Fi. So I have that issue at my house, but I'm hardwired in here at the courthouse, so I know I'm not having a problem. But the Wi-Fi is having some problems with Comcast at this time.
I apologize.
No, don't worry about that. That's one of the good things about Zoom. Sometimes they do have a convenience, and sometimes they're an issue. So, Mr. Brown, I believe what I was asking you was before we had our connection issue was based on my reading of the current statute. I don't have a whole lot of leeway in regards to whether or not these are granted, but you believe that I do.
I just believe that the court has discretion on this under the circumstances.
Okay. Now, Mr. Brown, I do make it a policy in my court to always understand what my referring courts are doing. And this is a 279 district court. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Shelton has a pretty hard and fast rule that these are supposed to be granted on a pretty regular basis. I do have an alternative. Rather than giving the quadro out. Ms. Wonders, can you hear me?
Yes.
Ms. Wonders, one of the things that I could do in this case is increase the amount of money that Mr. Rigdon is paying you every month. And what I was thinking was under the old statutes for withholding that he would have to have this arrears paid off in 2 years with its interest, which would increase his payment that he owes you every month to $1,250. Would that be agreeable to you, Ms. Wonders?
Yes.
You'd be okay with that?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rigdon, you're still under oath. Rather than take the money out of your account, I could increase what you're paying every month to $1,250. Would that be agreeable?
So the judge now, even after hearing that the man has 3 other kids at home, after hearing that his 401k was siphoned, now he wants to raise the payment by $400 a month that goes directly to the woman. The pain on this man's face breaks my damn heart, and the greedy mother has the power to stop this, but simply refuses. But the laws are not set up in favor of the man, and the woman is incentivized to squeeze everything out of him in order to make him pay, both figuratively and literally. Issues like this, to this extent, never happen to women.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, huh? That's $400 a month extra than what you're paying now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I have to grant the quadro, Mr. Rigdon, because you're supposed to have this paid off within 2 years. That's what the law said.
I guess. So we're at 800 and that it goes up to how much, Judge?
Right now, the pay record shows that you're paying $837 a month.
Okay.
Actually, the exact figure is $837.66, but I'd be increasing it to $1,250. So it'd be roughly $413 a month extra you'd be paying to get this paid off in 2 years. And you'd probably pay it off a little faster than that. I added some wiggle room in there for the interest.
The judge keeps referring to Quadro, which is an acronym standing for Qualified Domestic Relations Order. Now, the state is seeking Quadro because with it, they can continue to garnish all of his assets. Now, the court still retains some discretion in regards to Quadros, but this guy's receiving no sympathy whatsoever. Needless to say, this man absolutely needs a lawyer.
I guess that'll have to work, Your Honor.
You get paid every week?
No, I get it's commission based. My wife commission based.
Okay. And like most husbands, you probably don't know the exact amount of money that your wife is making, do you?
Sorry.
I couldn't tell you how much mine's making either. All right. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to deny the quadro in this case. but I'm going to increase the withholding to $1,250 a month. Obviously, Miss Alexander, you don't need my signature on a new withholding order for $1,250.
I don't believe we do, Your Honor. Those are administratively done.
Yes, ma'am. And obviously, the state always has the right to appeal if you wish to do so. It's in Judge Shelton's court. If you appeal it, he's probably going to overdo my ruling and issue the quadro. That's basically been his rule of thumb. So, I do try to make, you know, I'll tell you all, I like quadros. I think they're a great way for these big arrears cases, especially like Mr. Rigdon's, to get paid down quickly and help him get out from underneath the interest. But I do take into consideration the fact that Mr. Rigdon has been paying this money religiously for several years. I know back in the day, we didn't file quadros when the obligor who was behind was paying the arrears faithfully, but they changed the statute. Now I think they're pretty much automatic. But that's the ruling of the court. Ms. Wonders, Mr. Rigdon, what's going to happen is they're going to issue a new withholding order. They are going to send me an order denying the quadro. And the state of Texas, the AG's office, does have the right to appeal my decision. If they wish to do so, they will send you a new hearing date on that, okay?
Sir.
Mr. Brown, do you have any questions about my ruling?
I do not, Your Honor.
Is it okay, Mr. Brown, if I sign the denial motion without your approval?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And obviously, as you know, Mr. Brown, Ms. Alexander's office has the right to appeal if they wish to do so.
We understand.
All right. Hey, I appreciate everybody's time this morning. I wish everybody the best of luck. You're all free to go.
All right. So the judge denied the quadro in favor of increasing the arrears payment by $400. And the response to this is that the state will gaslight men as if paying someone money, even after the child has left the house, so she can substantiate living, is completely bogus. See, what you guys don't realize is that on the back of Title 4D, the state makes money. The more money that they charge in child support and arrear payments, the more money that goes to the state. That's why no sympathy is granted. That's why they ignore the smirk on her face. You have a man that's been in good standing, paying for 7 years straight. Boom, you take away his 401k. He can't retire now. He has no money. He has to work more. His future is now compromised by the court system and given to this vindictive, giggling woman as the court just casually speaks about his future. Gentlemen, listen to me. Never, ever have children with a woman that is not loving, caring, and forgiving. Because if you don't and the situation ends up bad, they will try to milk you for everything that you have. And they have the state to help them do that. But my message to the man in the video is listen, man, do not give up. You've only 2 years left, and then you can forever wipe your hands of this woman. But ladies and gentlemen who are still watching this is exactly why I say that the system is broken, that it needs to be fixed. And who suffers the most out of all of this? The man's 3 children, because the state wants to put a little bit of interest on top. All right, guys, I'm done with this particular piece of content here today. Leave me your comments down below. What do you think about this court case? I'd love to hear from you. Last but not least, I have a men's self-development community. If you are interested, clicking down in the description box down below, beam up, and I will see you soon. Until next time, YouTube, peace.